What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. We got NFL Week 13. I love it, baby, because it's getting closer to the end of the season and it's getting closer to the playoff time, which is the best time for NFL football, and I love it. But first of all, I want to start off with the Indianapolis Colts, since I'm a diehard Indianapolis Colts fan at number one. Number two is, yes, I still hold on to my word of what I said at the beginning of the season, that the Indianapolis Colts should tank. They should have tanked at the beginning of the season when they opened up against Jacksonville Jaguars and lost that game. And I'm thinking the whole time, why? Why doesn't Jim Irsay, he's the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, worth over $2 billion, tell them, hey, look, dude, just tank. And here's why. We could draft number one Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson, and I think Trevor Lawrence is really a good matchup for Indianapolis. I really do. But to me, this is what's going to happen to the Colts. They're going to go to the playoffs this year. This is, for real, this is what's real straight up going to happen. They're going to make it to the playoffs, maybe get in that wild card spot, and then they're going to play like Baltimore or Tennessee, somebody like that, and they're going to get their asses kicked. That's what's going to happen. But the Colts, they play the Texans this weekend. The Colts are 3-point favorites. And like I said, same script. Every time I pick the Colts, they end up losing. So honestly, I really do think the Colts are going to get upset this game. Why? It's because of Deshaun Watson, dude. I'm telling you what, Deshaun Watson last week versus the Lions, 318 yards and 4 touchdowns. He snapped off. And not only that, Will Fuller's having a heck of a season. 53 receptions on 879 yards and 8 touchdowns. Dude, you can't beat that. You really can't. One of the best receivers in the game today. Shout out to Will Fuller. Like I said, Notre Dame cat, man, representing all the way. But Phillip Rivers last week versus Tennessee, he had 295 yards with 2 touchdowns, which is pretty good, right? But he also had an interception. But to me, overall, look, dude, the Colts, yes, they are a lot better than what we used to saw, even with Andrew Luck. I really do think they are a better team than when Andrew Luck was here. It's just Phillip Rivers. I feel like Jacoby should maybe get some reps coming in. I really do. It's just Phillip Rivers, he's old. He's an old man. This is literally his last year. If he comes back next year for the Colts, I'm going to be in shock, because I'm just like, really? Like, what do the Colts see in him? Long term, no way. This is for like this year and this year only, but are the Colts really going to run deep in the playoffs this year? Let's be straight up. Let's just be straight up right here, right now. Are they going to be? No, they're not, dude. They are not. 50.5 is the over-under. I would definitely go with the under in this pick, but look, I'm going with the Texans. I'm going with the Texans with the upset pick. Texans at home. They won last week. Look, dude, they got something to prove now. Deshaun Watson playing at a high level. I think Houston Texans win if the offensive line protects Deshaun Watson at all costs, and they're going to beat the Colts, and they put pressure on Phillip Rivers, so I'm going Texans all day, every day. Then we have a coin flip game, the Saints versus Atlanta Falcons. This is definitely a coin flip. You got Taysom Hill filling in for Drew Brees while Drew Brees is hurt with the ribs. Look, dude, last week versus Denver, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, this cat, he plays hard. Hill, he runs hard, he plays hard, he plays with heart, and you can't teach heart. You really can't. You can't teach hustle. You can't. Like, you can tell them to hustle, you can tell them all this and that, but it's really in their heart. And he's got the heart and the commitment to the NFL game at the highest level, dude. He really does. And then Kamara, one of the best running backs in the league right now. He's got 128 carries on 585 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. Also 68 receptions on 648 yards and also 4 receiving touchdowns. To me, dude, I'm telling you what, the Saints are nice. But this whole aspect dealing with this matchup here, it's a coin flip matchup. It really is, dude. It is really a coin flip matchup. I say that because, the Saints can't beat Atlanta every single time, right? They can't. They can't beat him every single time. But look, Matt Ryan last week versus Oakland, 185 yards with 2 touchdowns and only 1 pick. Look, but overall, look, dude, the Atlanta Falcons, they are 4-7 this year. I never would have thought that. Would you guys thought that Atlanta Falcons would be way under 500 like they are right now? Absolutely not. And it really starts with their coach. Obviously, Dan Quinn got fired. He should have got fired years ago. The owner of the Atlanta Falcons, I don't know what he was thinking ever since that meltdown in the Super Bowl in 2016 against the New England Patriots. It was really like, what are they smoking on? 28-3? To me, they just really haven't fully recovered. They really haven't. Julio Jones, one of the best receivers in the game. I feel like Matt Ryan should target him more and more. But look, I want to go Saints. That's kind of what my gut's telling me. But look, I want to be surprised if Atlanta wins this game. I really do think this is a coin flip game. I say that because, it's hard to beat the same team over and over again. And they play each other every year, twice a year. So they know each other really good. 46 is the over-under. I would go with the over in this one. I would, but like I said, this is a coin flip game. You could go either way. Atlanta won last week against Oakland, blowed them out. So to me, a lot of people would go Atlanta at home. Now it's time for Matt Ryan to get his revenge overall. But look, dude, I'm going to go Saints. I'm going to go Saints, and this is kind of like maybe a bad bet here, but I'm going to go Saints. I'll take the 3 points all day. I will. And then we got the New England Patriots at the LA Chargers. Look, dude, the Patriots, this is a must-win game for them. And we have to understand the LA Chargers are not good. Herbert, he's iffy kind of. Last week versus Buffalo, he had 1 touchdown, 1 pick on 316 yards passing. But, dude, like I said, I don't know. Cam Newton's not having a good season this year. He is not, really. He's got 4 touchdowns and 9 picks throughout the season, dude. 4 touchdowns and 9 picks, and I get it, dealing with COVID happened with Cam, week 3 or 4, but overall, look, there's no excuse. This is the New England Patriots, and if New England wins this game, which I do believe they will, I'm going to go New England with the upset. The Chargers are favorite in this game, but I expect Cam Newton to come out and have a big game, and the New England Patriots are going to win by Cam Newton rushing and throwing the ball in nice coverages and no picks from Cam. If Cam does not throw any interceptions, you bet the New England Patriots will win this game. They will by a last-second drive with Cam Newton, so I'm going to go Cam Newton. Harris is having a great year, the running backs for the Patriots. He's got 110 carries on 561 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. So to me, it's just like, wow, I like that. So I'm going to go the New England Patriots. I like the defense. They match up good against Herbert. Allen, a star receiver, 85 receptions on 875 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. He's a baller, signed a 4-year deal, $80 million. The NFL's throwing checks just like the NBA, just like your girlfriend throws that. What? You get where I'm going? So overall, look, dude, I was just playing with that. But look, I'm going to go Patriots. I am definitely going to go Patriots. No doubt. I expect Cam, like I said, to have a couple rushing touchdowns and a couple passing touchdowns in the game-winning drive for Cam Newton and the Patriots. Now they become 500 after this game. So I'm going with the Patriots. Then we got the Lions versus the Bears. The Bears are 3-point favorites. Look, the Lions, they're trash. They are. I mean, year in and year out, it's the same Lions team. Nothing's changed. Matt Stafford, dude, last week versus Houston, it was actually Thanksgiving Day, I believe. He had 295 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But look, dude, like I said, Foles is questionable, still hurt. Trubisky, like I said, he's trash. Imagine that. The Chicago Bears passed up on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes to get Trubisky? Yo, what were they smoking on? Yo, Chicago Bears. To me, it's really embarrassing. I cannot believe you guys pass up on both of them. What? Yeah, Chicago, I don't know what it is. I can see the Lions getting upset here, but I do want Chicago to win. So I'm going to go Chicago. I think that they play well at home. If Trubisky does start, I expect him to have a big game. You're the backup quarterback, used to be the starter, so I feel like he needs to play with some fire. Let me see it. Let me see it. Throw the ball, not get picked. So to me, I'm going to go Bears at home. I like that pick. Then we got the Browns versus the Titans, man. The Browns are on a 3-game winning streak. It's crazy. Baker Mayfield balling out. Like I said, the Browns will make the playoffs this year. Like I said last year, they were saying they were going to make it. Then they didn't even make the playoffs last year, the Browns. So this year, for me, this was Baker's make or break year. Like I said from the beginning of the season. So, to me, Baker last week versus Jacksonville, 258 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, he's balling out. 115 carries on 719 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Browns are legit, dude. But Tennessee is 5-point favorites. They are playing at home, and they have a guy named Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL. He has 256 carries on 1,257 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns. This dude is an animal. He's a beast, dude, and nobody can really stop Derrick Henry. He's the X factor. If Derrick Henry rushes for over 100 yards against the Browns, you mark it up. The Tennessee Titans win the game. Check mark, checkmate, they win. No doubt. I believe that. But, Tannehill last week versus the Colts, 221 yards and 1 touchdown. Didn't need to do much because Derrick Henry did it all. So to me, overall, I like the Tennessee Titans. I want to see the Browns get the upset pick, but I think Derrick Henry in that offensive line of Tennessee is too much for the Browns. It really is. I really do. I expect Baker to have a big game. I expect this game to be close. I don't even like that 5-point spread for Tennessee. I think that Tennessee might even win by like 3 or a field goal. But to me, I'm going to go with the spread, though. Come game time, if you guys don't like that spread, go money line. Go money line all day, every day on Tennessee Titans. Go money line. But overall, like I said, I'm going Tennessee Titans over the Browns. I would love to see the Browns get the upset, though. I really would. For Baker and company and the Browns, the way they've been playing, dude, this is going to be a great game. I cannot wait to see this, but definitely I'm going to go Tennessee Titans. Then we got the Bengals versus Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, they could possibly win the AFC East title. And the last time they did that was in 2008, dude. 2008, that was so long ago. Was the iPhone? I feel like the first iPhone came out in 2008. That's crazy. Miami's on the cusp of it. Is Tua going to get the start? I hope so. Hope Tua's come back for Miami's sake. Look, the Bengals, their season's over. Joe Burrow got, ACL. It sucks. He'll be back sometime next year, better than ever. But the future's bright in Cincinnati. So I feel like Cincinnati Bengal fans, don't be ashamed right now, because you guys do have Joe Burrow and he will be back. And I do believe he is a future superstar in the NFL. No doubt about it, but I'm going to go Miami. Miami's 11-point favorites. I don't even like that spread, so I'm going to go money line. 42.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the over in this pick. I expect Miami to score in the 30s at least. On the Cincinnati Bengals trash-ass defense. For real. Their defense is trash. So I'm definitely going to go Miami Dolphins all day. Then we got Jacksonville Jaguars at Minnesota. Minnesota 10-point favorites. Jacksonville, they're trash, dude. One of the worst teams in the NFL. For real. Minnesota, if they win this game, they are 6-6 at 500, which I am picking Minnesota, and I'm taking the 10 points. I am. Kirk Cousins last week balled out. He had 3 touchdowns on 307 passing yards. He just balled out. Dalvin Cook, 219 carries on 1,130 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, top running backs in the league right now. But to me, I think Minnesota's too much for Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a trash-ass defense overall. So definitely I think Dalvin Cook rushes for over 100 yards, and I expect Kirk Cousins to have a big game. So I'm going to go Minnesota at 10. I'm taking that spread. I am. No doubt. So I'm going to go Minnesota over the trash-ass Jacksonville Jaguars. Then we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Excuse me, I almost said Oakland. The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Jets. The Jets are winless. They are the worst team in the NFL today. And they have been for the past, 5 to 10 years? Let's be straight up. Sam Darnold, the Jets starting quarterback, he is trash as well. He is. He is just straight trash, dude. He's trash overall. To me, Derek Carr last week, they ended up getting blown out by Atlanta, embarrassed. He had 215 yards in 1 rushing, 215 passing yards in 1 interception. But to me, look, dude, I expect the Raiders to bounce back. I really do. I expect the Las Vegas Raiders to bounce back. Obviously, they're playing the trash-ass Jets. Raiders are 7.5-point favorites. I'll take that. So I'm going to go Oakland, and I'd be surprised if Oakland gets upset. I don't think they will. I think John Gruden's going to have Derek Carr ready to play, and they are going to beat the Jets. You bet. And then we got the Rams versus Arizona. This is another coin flip game. Heads or tails, you guys call it, and that's who you guys go with. Really, I think this is the game right here. Kyler Murray last week versus the Patriots didn't have a good game. He had 130 yards passing and 1 interception. DeAndre Hopkins this season's been balling out. 77 receptions on 967 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like I said, he's been balling out, dude. He's a baller. But like I said, Goff last week, dude, he gets the 49ers 2 interceptions under 200 yards passing. It's trash. Cooper Kupp this year, 66 receptions on 763 yards and 2 touchdowns. But like I said, it really depends on how good Jared Goff plays. I'm not worried about the Rams' defense because they have a legit defense with Darnold and with Ramsey, top defense in the league right now. But to me, it really boils down to quarterback play. Is Jared Goff going to play good? Is Kyler Murray going to play good? Really boils down to them. So this is a coin flip game. Honestly, I don't know yet. Come prior to the game, I'm leaning more towards the Rams because of their defense. The Rams have a better defense than Arizona Cardinals. They do. They do. So I'm going to go Rams. I'm going to go Rams at 3. Like I said, I might have to change that come game time just to see what Arizona's looking like. How they're feeling, just to feel the game. But I'm definitely going to go Rams. 48.5 is the over-under. So that they're really telling us that this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I expect it. So I would go with the over in this game. And same thing with the Las Vegas Raiders and Jets. 47 was the over/under. I would go with the over in that one as well. But definitely the Rams, Arizona, like I said, coin flip 48.5. Go with the over, but like I said, I'm going to go Rams right now. I'm going to go Rams. I might end up changing that, but that's my gut because of their defense is much better. Then we got the Giants versus Seattle. Seattle 11-point favorites. Giants, Daniels is out. He got hurt. McCoy's going to end up starting. He's out of Texas, as you guys know. But look, dude, Seattle Wilson last week versus Philly, 230 yards and 1 touchdown. DK Metcalf, he's balling out, dude. Is he the next Megatron? I really do think he could be the next Megatron. He has 58 receptions on 1,000+ receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. I mean, this dude is something else, man. I'm telling you what. This dude, he's a baller. He is a baller, no doubt about it. So to me, I'm leaning more towards Seattle in this pick, dude. I really am. I'm never gonna go Giants. Okay, I didn't even really try to make it sound like that. No, I'm never picking the Giants in this matchup. I'm gonna go Seattle at 11. I'll take the spread. They're playing at home. Seattle could go to 9-3, and like I said, Seattle they'll get a 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs, dude. They really will. 47 is the over/under. To me, this one, that could be tricky. I could see it being under because I could see Seattle scoring like in the 30s and then the Giants only putting up like 7 points, something like that. So I wouldn't even touch the over-under. That's to you guys. But to me, I'm going Seattle. I'll take the 11-point spread, no doubt about it. So Seattle's my pick. Then we got Philly versus Green Bay. Green Bay's 8.5-point favorites. Rodgers last week versus the Bears, he had 4 touchdowns, torched them. Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's got 33 touchdowns and 4 interceptions throughout the year, dude. I mean, Rodgers, arguably the best quarterback in the league, no doubt. Devontae Adams, 74 receptions on over 900 yards receiving and 11 touchdowns. I mean, he's balling. And what's even more worse about Philadelphia right now is their quarterback play. Carson Wentz, he's got 16 touchdowns and 15 picks. 15 picks. It makes sense to why the Phillies to where they're at, dude. To me, it's crazy. What's even more crazy is Philly can really still make the playoffs this year because their division is so trash. They got the Giants in their division. They're just trash. Straight rubbish, dude. Seriously. So to me, obviously, I would love to see Philly get the upset here. Miles Sanders over 100 carries on 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pretty good. But like I said, Carson Wentz is just, dude, if he continues to play bad, I'd say they bench him. Bench him, dude. I'm telling you what, right now, bench him and bring the cat from Alabama in. Let him get his opportunity. But like I said, dude, for Philly versus Green Bay, obviously Green Bay's 8.5-point favorites. But honestly, that could be a suck bet. If you're going to go Green Bay, I would go money line. I say that because Philly, they're in a spot right now where they're like, look at the situation. If they win this game, they can continue to win, and they could really get in off like 3 wins. For real, dude. I know it's hard in the NFL to get it done, but let's be honest here. So to me, to go against Green Bay at home would be ignorant, but I kind of want to be ignorant here and say, you know what? I can see Philadelphia, and it really boils down to Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz balls out, I expect them to ball out. So to me, if Carson Wentz balls out, I'm going to go Philly with the upset here. It sounds dumb. Everybody's going Green Bay at home, and I get that. And for me, I was like, yeah, definitely Green Bay. But, for Philly's stake right now, where they're at in the moment in the season, they need to win this game. This is a playoff game for Philly. It's not a playoff game for Aaron Rodgers, dude. It's really not. In the way, they've been kind of iffy. Their offensive line really hasn't been helping Aaron Rodgers. So to me, I'm going to go with the upset here. It sounds really dumb, right? So I'm going to go Philly. This sounds silly, but that's my upset pick right there. Then we got the Broncos versus Kansas City. Kansas City's 13.5-point favorites, which they should be, dude. The Broncos, their quarterback situation is so screwed up right now, dude. Drew Lock's been hurt. I don't know if he's going to be back, dude. It's just so much shit going on in Denver. So to me, I'm definitely going Kansas City. Mahomes last week versus Tom Brady, 462 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Straight balled out. And then obviously Tyreek Hill, the fastest dude in the NFL, 68 receptions, over 1,000 yards receiving, and 13 touchdowns. Like I said, Kansas City, the best offense in the league, no doubt about it. I mean, they are the team to beat. They are the Super Bowl defending champions. They are the team right now. Kansas City is the team, dude. I'm telling you, they are the GOATs right now. So they've only lost one game. It's obviously the Las Vegas Raiders, and arguably Las Vegas Raiders could have beat them twice. But look, dude, I'm going Kansas City here. This is a no-brainer. If the Broncos end up winning, this would be crazy odds. Crazy. That would be an insane upset. Even the 13.5, I looked at it and I was like, hold up, maybe the money line would make more sense. But look, I'm definitely going Kansas City at 13.5, no doubt. So Kansas City's my pick. 51 is the over-under. To me, this could be a suck bet as well. I could see it being under. I could see Kansas City scoring in the 40s and Broncos scoring in like 7, dude. For real. So that's your decision to make, but I'm definitely going Kansas City at 13.5. Then we got the Washington team versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers, 7.5-point favorites. Which they should be. The Washington team is trash. Shout out to Alex Smith coming back from those injuries. This year he's got 3 touchdowns and 5 picks. But look, we have to understand the Pittsburgh Steelers are undefeated. They are undefeated. They are the number 1 team right now, obviously because they haven't lost a game. But we have to understand some of the teams, some of the games they played were kind of lucky, even with the Ravens. But look, like last week versus the Ravens, Ben Roethlisberger, 266 yards passing, 1 pick and 1 touchdown. Claypool, Notre Dame cat. He's got 45 receptions on 611 yards and 8 touchdowns, dude. He's repping out for Notre Dame, dude, and I love it. Chase Claypool, keep balling out, represent Notre Dame, and definitely I'm going to go Pittsburgh at home. I don't see the Washington team upsetting them. I just don't. I think the Washington team's weakness is their defense, not their offense. It's their defense. To me, it's their secondary, and even their defensive line isn't really strong. They're really not. So to me, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going with the 7.5. I'll take that spread all day, every day. So I'm going to go Pittsburgh, as you should. If you guys want to win money, go Pittsburgh. Then we got the Buffalo Bills versus the 49ers, the Monday night game. To me, this is going to be a great. 49ers are 1-point favorites, which is crazy to me. Jimmy G's been out. Look, Mullins, he's had 6 touchdowns and 7 picks. Kittle, 37 receptions on 474 yards and 2 touchdowns. But look, like I said, the Bills, dude, they are nice. And I'm going to go Bills with the upset here. I'm not going to go 49ers. I expect Josh Allen to ball out. Last week versus the Chargers, he had 157 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Look, Diggs is having a heck of a season. 80 receptions on 945 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. So to me, I think the Bills are just too explosive for the 49ers. That's why I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Because of Josh Allen. Because of the Bills have an underrated defense as well. I really do. So 49ers are 1-point favorites. That's fine. I'm going to go with the upset. 47 is the over-under. I would go with the over. But like I said, bread and butter, I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. I understand a lot of people are going with the 49ers. They beat the Rams. I'm going with the Bills, and I expect Josh Allen to have a breakout game, 3 or 4 touchdown passes, and they get the dub. And then we got the Cowboys versus the Ravens on Tuesday night. Look, the Ravens are 7.5-point favorites. We have to understand the Cowboys are done. Obviously losing Dak earlier in the season. They've only won 3 games. It's just been a bad season for the Dallas Cowboys. Zeke, he has over 700 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Amari Cooper, 71 receptions on 848 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. But like I said, dude, after Dak, they lost it, dude. And the Cowboys, another wasted season. Another season of missing the playoffs. It's so depressing for the Dallas Cowboys. It really is. Even being a Dallas Cowboys fan, it's got to be depressing, right? It really does. But to me, the difference is Lamar Jackson. Obviously didn't have a good game against Tennessee Titans last week. 186 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But look, dude, Lamar, 15 touchdowns, 6 picks. Look, dude, Lamar's the difference maker. However good Lamar wants to play and willing to play, I think the Ravens, the sky's the limit for the Ravens. It really is. And I really think the Ravens could do a little better on their offensive line to protect Lamar. I really do. I think some teams are getting in on Lamar a lot quicker than what they should be. So I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, dude, I don't know what it is with the Baltimore Ravens, but man, give Lamar a little bit more time. I feel like Lamar has to scramble out a little more than he wants to. So to me, I want to see that extend, but I'm definitely going with the Ravens here. 7.5. If you guys think that's too much, go money line. But I'm definitely going to go. I'll take that spread. I'll take 7.5. The Ravens are at home. This is a must-win game for the Ravens. I think the Ravens, if they continue to win, they'll get into the playoffs, no doubt about it. They obviously won't get a first-round bye like they did last year, but I think that they'll definitely get in that 3 or 4 seed. So to me, once they get into the playoffs, you never know with the Ravens. If Lamar Jackson ends up balling out like he should, I really do believe the Ravens can run deep. They can really make a Super Bowl run. They could be the biggest threat to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I really do believe that. For real. So shout out to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Obviously, my biggest upset pick of the week is definitely Philly at Green Bay. I just think Philly, it's all right now. Philly loses, your season's more than likely over. So to me, it's like you have to win. But there's also a couple coin flip games like the Browns versus the Tennessee Titans. That's another great game. And also the Saints versus the Falcons, another great game. But like I said, I think that one of the biggest games is definitely the Browns and Titans. I think this is a coin flip matchup. I think Baker's going to have a breakout game. But like I said, I'm going Tennessee Titans and Derrick Henry, baby. It's the NFL. It's the Cloud with Cav show. Let's go!